Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron TMHD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, I'm Russell TMHD, and welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. This week, we watched I.S.S, a new, thriller, thriller film. It's not anything other. It's a thriller film released this year, and it was kind of, how do I say that? It was alright. I thought there were a couple scenes that I enjoyed, or a couple ideas here and there that I thought were interesting, but overall, I thought the film was kind of just alright and meh. And yeah, that's pretty much, before I go on a little talk about how I found this film okay, I'll tell you why and more back at the house.
Houston, do you read?
War has broken out below, and we were told to take the I.S.S. by any means necessary.
If we got orders from our government to take control, the Russians got the same orders as us. And they just struck first.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Russell TMHD, and this week we watched I.S.S, a new space sci-fi thriller film. Space, guys must like space or whatever. It's a good old America versus Russia, America versus the Ruskies, good old, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, so this film, I'm gonna go right off the bat, I found very average, and the reason that is because there's just not much to say. I mean, obviously the film isn't terrible, it was well made. There are things that I liked about it, and one of those things that I liked, I think that the idea of it was great. I really liked the idea of, like, I.S.S scientists, like, going crazy and killing each other, right? But I don't know necessarily if I like the whole, maybe the, like, whole Russia versus America, like, World War III idea is interesting as well, but I like more the idea of, like, them going crazy on the space station and then, like, just killing each other, right? And maybe, like, just, like, like, blood everywhere, rated R shit, like, adding more of that. Like, I think, honestly, I like the idea of, like, scientists going crazy and, like, you guys know I'm a horror guy, right? I'm pretty sure you guys could infer that from the many videos I've made. I'm a horror guy, and I love horror. That's one of my genres, right? So, obviously, I like thrillers too, but this film leaned more toward the thriller side, when I think, like, I really would have liked it to lean more to the horror side, personally. Because, especially with that soundtrack, with that really deep and atmospheric, eerie soundtrack, I truly believe that it should have been a horror movie on that alone, because I think the soundtrack was probably my favorite part of the film, because it just, I feel like, was above the level of, like, average that the whole movie was. Like, it was a good soundtrack. And obviously, I've talked about already how I really like the idea of, like, scientists killing each other on a space station. But the rest of this film, as I said, it's like a thriller, and it's not really necessarily scary. It's, like, supposed to be nerve-wracking, right? You're supposed to be like, what's gonna happen next? Are they gonna kill each other? Are they not? It's like a will they, won't they type story, right? But also, the film, for only being 90 minutes, is quite slow-moving. I found myself to be quite bored through a couple scenes. Almost to the point where I fell asleep. Something like that. But almost to the point where I fell asleep. But that was only one scene, and obviously, to develop the characters, to get you to care about them, the film, like, had a lot of slow scenes with the characters talking and conversating and chitter-chattering, you know what I mean? And it's like, I just want to get to the part where they murder each other, right? Like, I know, that may seem impatient to me, but that's not even a problem. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like this premise could have done something a bit more interesting than this. Overall, very, well, I would say disappointing, but I didn't have that big expectations. I said very underwhelming, shall we say. And talking about the things I liked, other things that I liked were, you know, the space station itself, the set. You know, I really liked the way it was. It felt very compact, very close together, very claustrophobic, and also another thing to add to that is the camera shots that were very close to the characters, very close to their face, very like packed to them like the walls, you know what I mean? Like it felt very like you were uncomfortable watching the film. That was the point. And another thing, the visual effects I thought were quite decent. Obviously with this film being quite a low budget, they worked with what they had, and I think with what they had, they did quite well. Honestly, I'd say this film looked better than some fucking hundreds of $1 million movies nowadays, which just kind of shows how much money big companies waste. But, yeah, overall, this film was very claustrophobic and looked quite good. Even though I was not a huge fan of the story itself, I liked the premise, maybe not the story, but I do think the look of the film was quite a treat, if I do say so myself. And, yeah, overall, that part's good. I also liked, as I said, the soundtrack. I liked the atmosphere of the film. I liked the whole, and also I do like the scene when they first see, you know, the nukes going off, like, from Russia and U.S. I think that's a pretty good shot. Like, a pretty good scene. I also do feel like, though, it's kind of unbelievable for, like, I don't know if this is just me. I don't know anything about the I.S.S. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I feel like I.S.S. scientists wouldn't try to murder each other for like U.S. or Russian supremacy. Like, I feel like they would be people of science and not people like patriots. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like scientists would be more people of science than people of their country. Obviously, not saying they'd commit treason, but not saying that they would, like, kill one of their fellow scientists for their country, you know what I mean? Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe that's just me. Also, by the way, when I mentioned space horror earlier on in the video, you know, I know you guys don't like to do this, I wish you did, but maybe leave some space horror movies in the comments. You know, I'm always open, not Alien, though. I swear to fucking God, if one of you say Alien, I've already fucking seen Alien. Of course I've already seen Alien. Anything other than Alien, put it in the comments. Maybe I'll even add it to my watch list. I will review it eventually. But, yeah. Definitely put those in the comments, please. So, overall, wouldn't really recommend this film unless you're like a huge space fan, massive fan of the International Space Station. I mean, maybe you get enjoyment there, but personally, I wouldn't recommend it. Well, it is still up to you. And with that being said, I do believe I would give this film a 6 out of 10. And yeah, I think I've said what I need to say. I think it's my piece. So, guys, I hope you all like this video. Share with friends. Subscribe to notifications on. Comment down below how much you liked it. But you guys know how it goes. I didn't really mean to say that. What I really meant to say was if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, disagree with Jamie in the comments. And I'm Naruto HD. Spacing out. I don't know what to say, because usually this stuff gets cut out anyway, so I'm not gonna say anything. See that teddy bear right there? He imagines me. Like this guy. I don't know. There's something there. Something, everybody.